Okay, so here we're finding percentages of a number. This is quite a straightforward process if you know your times tables. I'm going to give you a couple of strategies at the end in case you don't know your times tables. The first one, question one, is pretty straightforward. I mean, 50% of 140. 50% is half. So all you're doing is obviously 140 divided by 2 will give you that answer. And a lot of these are the same sort of thing, like 25% of 28. Well, 25% is a quarter, so 28 divided by 4 will get you the answer. 10% of 360, well, 10% is 1/10. All right, so if you divide 360 by 10, you'll get your answer. So your common knowledge of percentages here should help you. But I want to skip down to P because P is a little bit more tricky. We've got 9% of 700, okay? And it is a lot more difficult to find this because obviously unlike 50% where we know it's half, 9% we're talking about a different sort of a decimal number and it's going to be more difficult to find. So here's our question here, 9% of 700. So in a way to try to find this out, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to find 1% of 700 first. Okay? Now, 1% of 700. Now, there's a few ways of finding this, okay? But probably the most straightforward way to find 1% of something is to divide it by 100. Okay, so how many times can 100 go into 700? Well, 100 can go into 700 7 times. So that means that 1% of 700 is 7. Okay? Alright. Now, because I know what 1% is, now I can find 9%. Because if 7 is 1% of 700, to find 9%, all I need to do is go 7 times 9. Okay? 7 times 9 is 63. Okay, so 9% of 700 is going to be 63. And that's a roundabout way of working it out by finding 1% and then multiplying it by however many percent I need to find. With 4e, okay, we're having a look at question 4 now. And in question 4, all of the percentages are now higher than 120%. One little tip here, if you're finding out a percentage that's lower than 100%, your answer is going to be smaller than the number. Okay, so in this instance, 80. But in these ones, because we're finding higher than 100%, our answers are always going to be bigger than these numbers here. Okay, so we're going to have a look at 4e, and it asks us for 125% of 12. Okay, right here. Now, I know that I can find 100% of 12. 100% of 12 is 12. Okay, so let's just find 25% of 12. Okay, 25% is a quarter. So 12 divided by 4 gives us 3. 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, then all I need to do is I need to add my 12 on. Okay, because this here will give me my 25%. And this here is my 100%. So those two added together will give me my 125% of 12. Okay, so it equals 15. Now, we're going to have a look at our problem solving question. In our problem solving question, we're going to do a different sort of a strategy. In a survey, 80% of students said they received too much homework. If 300 students were surveyed, how many students felt they get too much homework? Now, once again, we can do this by using our knowledge of numbers. If you don't have a good knowledge of numbers, you can actually do an equation to help us get to the answer. Okay, so first of all, 80% is 80 over 100. Okay, as a fraction, it's 80 over 100, and you should all know that by now. Of means times, okay, and 300 is 300 over 1. Okay, now all of a sudden we're left with a multiplication. Okay, so here it's really important that we cross cancel. We have to cross cancel in this situation. So 100 goes into 300 3 times, and 100 goes into 100 once. Okay, now we're left with 80 times 3 and 1 times 1. 80 times 3 is 240, and 1 times 1 is 1. So that means that we have 240 wholes there. Okay, so in relation to this question, 80% of 300, the answer is, we've just done it there mathematically, 240 students said they received too much homework. Okay, so you can work these out mathematically too. There's a few different ways there that you can find different percentages. Hopefully one of those will help you.